Welcome back to the Fox News Specialist. Our specialists today are Dennis Kucinich and Horace Cooper. Welcome, both of you guys. Let's continue the conversation. It's time to wake up, America. What a week it's been in the liberal wilderness that is the mainstream media. I really think I stumbled on the reason these journalists keep getting duped by their own anxious anticipation to take down Trump. They just can't believe how they got it all wrong. Hillary was going to win, and the wildly biased liberal media was ready to heap adoration on their golden girl for years to come. Who can forget this scene from the 2015 election, where the liberal media was so excited for just a glimpse of their candidate Scooby-Doo van, they almost trampled each other for a peek. Watch.
You can see the media running behind me here to chase the Scooby van.
Wow.
And she's going around to the back.
Wow, they're...
All right, and we'll see her very soon.
Guy in the orange pants is pretty quick. Alex, I mean, I'm looking at these people. Wow. All right, now, orange pants, he's really outnumbered now.
I think there's Jake Tapper in the orange pants. I'm not sure. Isn't that precious? And then 9 months after her loss, the media still can't get over it. Case in point, Wednesday night, Anderson Cooper took an on-air beating in a debate with Sebastian Gorka. He should have left it right there. Instead, Cooper later brought in a stage full of supporters to analyze the interview. Anderson's friends tried to convince him and his audience that it wasn't such a bad beating after all that Gorka had just administered. So how did Anderson Cooper respond to all the felicitation?
Is because he gives interviews like that and insults us the way Donald Trump likes.
It's like Don Rickles. That's his shtick. It's like the Hungarian Don Rickles. I don't worry too much about it. But I just find it interesting that he doesn't answer the questions.
Oh, Anderson. Cheap shot at Gorka using his nationality as a joke. That's so not tolerant of you. Now, if I did that joke about someone's ethnic background, your pals in the liberal media would be calling for my head. Good thing we conservatives, Sebastian Gorka included, can laugh at your jokes. Speaking of funny, though, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to remind you all of that election night in May for the special election in Georgia 6. This picture could be titled, #NotWinning. They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Oh, boy, does it ever. Now, Congressman, look at the long faces on there. So what do you think about this? I mean, do you think they keep pulling these Russia stories after Russia stories? They just completely missed the Trump win.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are people who are not over the 2016 election. And I think it's important for the Democrats to reorganize and move forward with an agenda that will attract the attention of the American people and win their sentiments on practical matters: economy, health care, education, retirement security, peace. Those are things that people are concerned about. But, you know, the stuff that's going on in the media, though, there's a lot of hyper-partisanship that's not good for the country. And as far as Mr. Gorka being the Hungarian Don Rickles, I think that we ought to be sensitive to it being taken as a slight to the Hungarian community, even though I knew Don Rickles and he was a wonderful comic. So let's thank the Hungarian people for their contribution to America. Kucinich Sapin.
Very good. It was nice. Nicely done, Congressman. Horace, your thoughts on what the media, their minds are blown that Donald Trump is president right now. But I agree with the Congressman. As long as the Democrats keep focusing on Trump and Russia, they're never going to come up with an agenda that's going to win in 2018.
So it's a curious business model. This network came about because people recognized that the majority of the American people, and as a kid myself, I'm one of those, who said, we're not being well served with a fair and balanced news network. And it appeared, and suddenly swarms of people, and at one point it became so large that it was competing with ESPN and all of these others. Here's what I believe is happening.
Now we win.
Yes, not competing, now a win.
Winning.
CNN says, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get that smaller group, much smaller group, a minority of people who have a whole different idea about America, and they wish that Hillary had won, and we'll just get them to watch us. And it could actually increase our rating by 20% or 30%. They're never going to get a majority of the American people, and in fact, they're alienating the overwhelming majority of the public. But it's a business model that they think is worth it. It would be far better to go after all of America, and you'll see how positive that could be.
Kat, your thoughts on the mainstream? Do they have Trump derangement syndrome?
I think that certain people do. I just don't know why I'm not allowed to care, like, just kinda. to think that maybe there's something there a little bit, but it's not the only thing we should be talking about. I feel like there's one side that says this is a nothing burger and it's a, you know, deep state liberal media thing, and then another thing says for sure Trump should be impeached, treason, Putin. Right. I just am not ready to put a tinfoil hat on either side right now. I'm not trying to be a FBI agent / psychic. I just am saying, hey, there's some certain questions I have. Let's wait and see it play out. And can we talk about some other stuff? And, you know, also this, but some other stuff too.
Quick point.
Go ahead. Quick.
Malaysia. When the plane crashed, it was a real story. It just didn't need to get 23 hours out of the day. This is the same thing.
So you say, Horace is saying maybe Trump is CNN's new Malaysia.
Well,
yes.
The thing is, Malaysia wasn't ideological. It wasn't political. It was sensational, right? Look, I think we are in a war here between politicians of both parties and the media, right? Go back 20 years. It's not like the media went easy on questions like the Lewinsky scandal or Whitewater. That was wall-to-wall coverage. The Clinton White House felt like it was in a bunker back during those days. Now you've got this White House saying, why aren't you covering anything else? The media saying, well, because the president just tweeted about this.
Obama leans over to Dmitry Medvedev and says, after the election, tell Putin, after the election, I'll have more leeway to do things. And that was ignored by the media.
You know how I knew about that? Because I saw it in the media on every network. It's not like...
Here, you saw it here, Mo.
I don't remember which one I was watching that day, but I know they all covered it. They all covered it,
I don't think they're covering wall-to-wall the way they're covering everything that Trump, every person that Trump meets is, you know, somehow colluding with them.
The reality is both parties feel under siege by the media, and they're feeding the ongoing battle.